Welcome to This Week, the podcast with a video element if you're on YouTube, but not really because, to be honest with you, I'm still technically working on that. That said, I hope to have that here up and going pretty quick. My name is Tom. I am a writer here in Arizona.
And I'm Jesse. I'm a contractor here in AZ as well. We are taking a dive into Pokemon Arceus, Peacemaker by James Gunn, the first episode, which we've both seen. And then we're going to talk about the Observers, plus whatever else we have time for.
For starters this week, I'm going to go ahead and just get right into it. This is our first podcast, and I'm really excited about that. I hope to get really good at this, and I hope we do really well. That said, this week in particular was an interesting week because the temperatures have been really low, and not just here in Arizona, like all throughout the U.S.
Yeah, it's been a freezer. We had a big wind front just come in and just smash the state. So the last few days have been wearing a little bit of extra clothes, a little more than we're used to here in AZ.
You know what? I had a person come up and talk to me, and he's like, "Do you remember that movie where that air comes in from the upper atmosphere and it like settles? What was that movie? I think it was the day after.
Day after tomorrow, yeah.
I had this guy come in and he's talking to me like, "Yeah, this wind front came in from the upper atmosphere and stuff like that." I'm like, "So it's the day after tomorrow?"
Like minus 200 degrees.
I was kind of looking at him and I was kind of like, "Oh, I think that's what he's saying." So I'm like, okay, so yeah, the temperatures have been really weird this week, but otherwise it's been a really great week. As I noted before, we are an absolutely brand new podcast. We've never technically done this before. I'm trying to get together all the tech and stuff to be able to do a video element so that you guys have something to watch and follow along with. Oh my gosh, I forgot something absolutely important. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and do that now. You ready to get started?
All right, ready to get started.
All right. The timer starts now.
All right, so should we are we going to start with Peacemaker?
Oh, yeah, Peacemaker. Now, Peacemaker has been out for a little bit, but I hadn't actually gotten the time to go in. So I think there's like 6 episodes of it out right now.
And I've seen I've just watched the first episode. I haven't watched any reviews or anything about it. I know nothing about it. Like, I just went in last night, spoiler free, and just watched it blind, and it was,
yes,
my goodness.
Speaking of which, and I don't want to do too much or any spoilers in case you haven't seen it. I want to throw a couple of things out there just so you know.
Here's the
same
warning.
thing. I've watched the first couple of episodes. I'm going to try to make my way through the rest of them here at least this week. But my first thought is it is actually pretty good. But you should absolutely know that it is not safe for work, and it is absolutely not a kid's show. Do not watch this if you're uncomfortable with nudity, or don't watch this with people if you're uncomfortable with nudity and cussing and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, like I said, spoiler free. Me going into it, like I didn't realize they were going to be putting the HBO to the max. Like,
oh, I know, right?
Like,
yeah,
wow,
no, this was definitely, and you know what? I gotta hand it to James Gunn. It was not bad. I mean, it was raunchy. It was absolutely a raunchy TV show. But I admit, for a TV show, and it felt like a TV show. But it didn't, it was a good TV show. Except there was a part where he was kind of dancing around, which you guys will see this later, where he's playing a song and he's dancing around. And as I'm sitting here watching him dance around, I'm kind of like, why am I sitting here watching John Cena strip down and dance around in his whatever? And I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep watching. Now, they did kind of blend it into the story and stuff like that, but yeah, that was I have to admit that was kind of raunchy, and that was also it just gets really weird sometimes.
Here's something really cool about wow, James Gunn, he really, the Suicide Squad movie was great. It was like, the Suicide Squad movie was like, we're sorry about the bad Suicide Squad we made, here's a good one. And this was like the Suicide Squad the series, but not too much. Like, it really was focused on Peacemaker and giving him a background and stuff, but you know, like, it felt good. It was good to watch. Like, it felt like he didn't try too hard with trying to recapture the magic of the movie, you know, but it was, yeah, it was great.
It is. I like how they tied in the movie into the series. I mean, he kind of just picks up right where the second movie left off, and yeah, you've got to hand it to him. The guy can act. He's good. It was absolutely worth watching, if not just a little bit yeah, raunchy. I mean, you have to admit some of that stuff was just kind of over the top and kind of pushy, but I think that's what they wanted. Is I think they really wanted to kind of push the envelope a little bit.
Well, and the only kind of superhero real cliche was the part where, okay, like yeah, he should have died when he got shot and the building fell on top of him, but they didn't try to hit it home too hard that he wasn't that he should have been effing dead. It's like, okay, like you already know that was like, yeah, right, he should have been.
Yeah, he should have been dead. So they did. They resurrected the guy for sure. But well, you know what kind of really is kind of interesting is it's amazing how well they've done on this and how well they did on the Suicide Squad movie when basically all the other DC properties are having real major trouble right now. I mean, we've got some real content here, and they're doing really, really well with it, especially with Harley Quinn. She's like an amazing job on that. But yeah, they're having real trouble. Except, well, I guess we'll get to see it because that new Batman movie is coming out here pretty quick.
And in the tradition of Batmans, it's almost always like there has to be a new Batman. It's not like just one Batman actor got old. They have to go through like this has been the same thing since we've been kids. Like they always like every few years they just get another Batman. They have to.
Maybe new DC universe. Maybe is this maybe like a new way to maybe to try to like recap or redo it to maybe redo DC.
It would be weird. I don't know, and it'd be weird if the Batman was consistent, but it's always like it consistently has to be someone different. If they had the same Batman for 10 years, I would like lose my mind. Maybe Christian Bale was that one. Like he did 3 in a row.
I liked him. He was good. He was good.
3 in a row.
That second Batman movie, The Dark Knight, was incredible. Best. Oh man, of all the movies they did, The Dark Knight is just hands down the most incredible piece of work. I am so impressed with that movie.
I guess Batman was in 3 as well.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move us on to the next thing. I got a chance this week to jump in and play Pokemon Arceus, which I have to admit it's really, really good going into. My opinion changed a little bit quickly, although before I kind of get into that, I should add that there's this beginning scene when you're first getting into the game, and as you're just kind of loading in and they kind of have an opening scene, there's this scene where Arceus is talking, and he's like this big ball of light, and he's talking to you with like dialogue that they pulled from the Bible. He's like, "What is thy name?" or something like that. So I'm like reading this, and I'm like, that could be a little bit offensive to people who are like religious. But
Wow.
but it clears up pretty quickly. You get into the game, and then the new gameplay is absolutely incredible. It really is just, it really is awesome. It gets a little bit grindy after that. I really started to feel like it's like they give you a number of tasks, but it's really, really nitpicky almost. So it's going to take me quite a while to get through this stuff. So I kind of did get in and look at another review before I went and I bought the game. And they did say it was a little bit grindy at first, so I'm not going in without any whatever. But yeah, that said, it is definitely grindy. It probably is going to take me a little bit to get through some of the stuff, but as I understand it, it's supposed to open up later. For any of you who don't know or you've stayed away from it, and without giving you too much information or divulging too much of the game, basically what they did is they took the wildlands from the not the last Pokemon game, but the one before that, and they took the wildlands and basically created an entire game out of it, where Pokemon are roaming freely, where you can just where battles are no longer change of scene and scenery and going into a sub game almost, but absolutely connected to the regular world. It really is an impressive piece of work. I hope they take this a little bit further. as I said, it's grindy. There's some problems with it. I almost literally, I'm not even 15, 20 minutes into it, and I actually started to get a little bit bored today with it. So I think there are things, elements that they should have added to it, and I really do miss the exploration of going to different towns and roaming around and stuff like that. I feel like this is just going to be like a game of the Wildlands, and that's kind of going to be it. But then again, these are still really, really early, really early opinions of the game. Hopefully, I can come back a little bit later and expand on that and give you all a better opinion on it. I guess, does that make sense? Does that kind of give you a pretty good idea of?
Yeah, it's kind of so like is from what you're saying, because the last time I played Pokemon was in Diamond and Pearl. Would you say, because from what I saw from you looking at it, looked like you were just kind of running through the grass. Like, is it just like you're running through the grass the whole time, or what? Like, when you like you run out from the city and you would go out to the grass and be like, all right, here, to go like fight Rattata so you can go take on the first gym or something. Like, is it like you're just running around in the grass the whole time?
There's a town, but there isn't really the exploration anymore. You probably didn't get a chance to play Pokemon Sword or Shield. And in that one, they've got this entirely open world concept. And almost a little bit like maybe Minecraft inspired, almost like just real open world where you run around and then you just see Pokemon out in the open. I guess what I'll do, let me go ahead and let me finish playing through it a bit more. I'll come back and I'll kind of see if I revise my opinion a little bit. My first notions were actually pretty good, followed by maybe being a little bit bored, but I really do hope that will kind of open up a little bit, and I'll have a little bit more for you guys later. By the way, I have also not gotten a chance to play the new, there's a Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. That one is based on the original. Actually, you remember you were just saying that you haven't played since Diamond and Pearl?
Yeah.
Well, this is actually the remake on Diamond and Pearl. So if you wanted to jump into this one, this would actually get you caught up and you'd actually be able to work your way up from there. So actually maybe consider getting out and trying that one. I plan to do that one after I work my way past this one. And maybe, I guess it'll give me a chance to kind of judge between the two of them, see what I like. I also want to say that the pandemic may have really worked out for Nintendo because, well, they had 2 years. They didn't have to release it during the pandemic, so they actually were able to release both of these games at the same time, just over this Christmas season. And that means they didn't have to take a chance. They were able to release 2 Pokemon games, and no matter what happened, they pretty much had it covered. So the pandemic actually worked out okay for them.
So, a question on the Pokemon games: is the other Pokemon game is that more like the going and battling gyms or totems format kind of thing?
The Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is is basically that old format that you're used to.
Diamond and Pearl.
Now they've upgraded the graphics a little bit on it, so it's much better. But basically, it's that original format and stuff like that. So they've got that basically will feed your need if you're really in love with that old format. But then on the other side of the coin, they've got this new format taken from Sword and Shield, where you've just got this open world where you can run around and kind of just do anything, but it does feel a little bit lacking.
Oh.
So I kind of...
No, that's cool. I played Diamond and Pearl. I was thinking Diamond and Pearl.
But that's okay. I need to give you some time here because we're about to get into another really big one. You wouldn't know this, but Jesse here is actually our resident in really big... How do I say this? You're really big and into the UFO and aerial phenomenon, and I kind of look at you like a little bit of an amateur researcher. I think that's pretty well placed. So you got a chance to watch the movie Observers, and I want you to go ahead and fill me in on that. Kind of like Go ahead. It's all you on this one. I know you've been waiting.
Okay, yeah. And here's my. This is where my kung fu is strong. Okay, yeah. I'm also I've seen UAPs. I'm an experiencer of like the third and a half kinds at least.
Like big enthusiast, big heavy into it. Like watched all the.
Yeah, and here's the thing I could say about watching the Observers. Like it was really for me, like it was great to watch because like I know like it had a lot of the big heavy hitters in there. Like it had Richard Dolan, Linda Moulton Whitley Strieber, and like these guys are like are experiencers and people that have seen a lot of classified UFO information.
There's some of the bigger people in the field.
Yeah, you really have to be like if you're really into ufology and you watch stuff like I would say go ahead and watch it because it's not about a lot of just it's not a lot of too much about the initial sightings and stuff and things that like it's not trying to sell you on
So you kind of already want to know a little bit before you get into it.
Yeah, this would be like movie documentary number 4 or 5 if you've watched Netflix. Like this is for believers, if you hadn't like you got some homework to do before you check this one out, but
well, I gotta say we're all kind of believers now because after the Pentagon released that video of the the UFO phenomenon and stuff that happened to them. I mean, we're all kind of mostly believers now.
Yeah, the statement from the Department of Defense admitting that those 3 videos happened, the gimbal, the go fast, and stuff, so on and so, and the woohoo video, where they see the little white. Okay, yeah, they confirmed that was true. The same couple of 1 or 2 of those videos that Commander David Fravor, like the Air Force commander with thousands of hours of flight time, swear that he sure did see something awful strange out there too.
I believe him. No, absolutely.
Yeah, like
I
he saw.
the guy.
Yeah, that he had like he knew what he was doing, and yeah, so.
Well, what
and his wingman, Alex Dietrich.
did the movie get into?
It was just talking about it was talking about a lot of it was just a different like when it's talking about the observers are basically the guys that are into the real into ufology, like they know what they're doing and they're just it's basically an hour and some odd minutes of talking heads.
Is there any new material or anything they're just bringing in? Is there any new content, new pictures, new video or anything? Or is this basically just kind of them reviewing over everything, pulling all the context and just putting it together?
Well, see, this is from 2021 and a lot of the initial, goodness, I have to think here. Yeah, a lot of this stuff, like this is going to be before the Gillibrand Amendment and stuff. That there's new things going on at the Pentagon that this doesn't cover. So actually, I guess it would be kind of dated at this point. But like I'd say, if you've watched some things on Netflix and gone back, if you'd been like, okay, this is like, if you're already into this stuff, I'd say go ahead and check The Observers out if you hadn't seen it yet. But it's not the current meta of ufology for sure.
Yeah, I think that's one advantage, being able to go through and watch the whole movie. Yeah, so you definitely do recommend it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't say I recommend Pokemon Arceus. I haven't gotten through enough of it. It's going to take me a little bit of time to do it. But okay, yeah, if you're going to go ahead and recommend it, then it's one of the latest entries in the series of documentaries regarding unexplained aerial phenomenon or UFOs. So absolutely go check that out. I also want to note that I know some of our content is a little on the old side. Like some of this stuff has already been out and people have reviewed it and stuff like that. But that's okay. We're still trying to catch up. We're going to work on getting caught up to newer stuff and stuff like that. So bear with us on that. Same thing with the video and stuff like that. Just kind of keep that in mind. We're working up there. All right. The next thing on the list that we have, stuff to go through this week, is the list. And as we call our show this week, one of the things that we want to do and present you with is to kind of go through the stuff that's happening, including movies, TV, anime, books, basically a little bit of everything, and just kind of throw our opinion on it, maybe get you excited about watching it. There's more content we'll expand on later, and we welcome you to leave your comments and stuff like that. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want us to expand on, and we'll go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and get into the list. And this week, let's see, we recorded this on supposed to be Saturday night, but we were a little bit late. So this is the stuff that's out right now that you're going into the week on. Have anything you want to throw in on that?
Yeah. How about How about anime spoilers? Yeah, or nay?
Let's go ahead and we'll keep everything on spoiler friendly. But if you have something that's really, really awesome, then yeah, absolutely. Tell you what, let me hold off on just a second. Let me run through the first list, and I'll go ahead and I'll turn that over to you. The charts for this week, which by the way, I want to give credit to the numbers.com, the-numbers.com, for their amazing list. Right off the top, the number one movie out right now is I guess I can say it, Jack Whatever Forever, the new prank movie.
Jack Butt Forever, yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get whatever, but the new Jack Whatever movie is out. Tommy Knox or
Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville and whatever. Yeah, shows
just gonna have
shows how much I'm into it
and stuff. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that is the number one movie out right now. The second movie out right now is Moonfall. I really want to watch that one. It's been getting a lot of hype, and the trailers look really good. It's called Moonfall.
We've both seen that trailer. And
yeah,
it actually looked cool.
Hopefully we can get out there and watch that this week in between the other stuff we're doing. Totally want to watch that. Hopefully we'll have something for you next weekend on that. But number 3 on the list, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Once again, we could go to that for a second. Fantastic. I know. Actually, yeah. Let's spend a second on that one. You know, when they released that Spider-Man mini cartoon movie, the multiverse Spider-Man cartoon movie that came out. What was that? That was the multiverse. Yeah, Spider-Man multiverse.
That's not what it's called.
Yeah,
Miles Morales.
I know. Sorry. It's like 3:00 in the morning Arizona time. I'm running on empty a little bit. Okay. That's okay.
Spider-Man: No Way Home was like Spider-Man Endgame is what this was. It tied together like 9 Spider-Man movies, and like if you were like us and you'd seen the original,
no spoilers.
The originals
but
with
if you
Tobey
have
Maguire,
any inkling or interest in Spider-Man or the Marvel stuff, yeah, jump in 100%. I think you'll really, really love it. It's an awesome movie unless you really just don't care about that kind of movie, in which case, yeah, you should probably stay away from it. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the last one here before I jump subjects to let you do something there. Scream is number 4 right now. The new version of it, I don't know much about that one. I'll have to look into it. And then Sing 2, which is a sequel to the original Sing movie. A bunch of really, really cute animals kind of get together and do a singing competition. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, yeah, and the King's Band come in at number 6. You wanted to throw something in real quick about anime, which, by the way, is another really, really interesting thing to watch. We're into it. You don't necessarily have to be. But, Jesse, you wanted to throw something in.
Sure, I did. Okay, now, I'm going to say this because I don't think you're not going to end up watching Attack on Titan. I think maybe you got into it and
it's
stopped.
Not a thing, but I understand they're in their last season, and they're at the second part of their last season.
Yeah, see, this is definitely this week. See, guys, some of the stuff is going to be what we saw this week. This is like what we did this week. Okay, but I'm current on Attack on Titan. The final season has been, not only has the animation for the fights been great, it's been very true to the manga. Now, the first half of the final season, it was not really doing so hot. It didn't do so hot with some of the subtleties of the plot exposition. It didn't really emphasize it, but it was doing good on like the combat aspects when Eren fought the Warhammer Titan and stuff. But coming up on this has been doing great on the subtleties and capturing the magic of the manga that I've read, and it's excellent.
So Attack on Titan living up to its namesake. I know it's really, really popular with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now I'm really into One Piece. I fully and absolutely admit I'm totally into anime.
Yeah.
One Piece, number 1 forever. We're actually in the process of watching another one called Platinum End. It's really, really aggressive, and it's a really, really hard hitter. So same thing, I might NSFW or not safe for work it, because
we're gonna have to check that out later.
It's aggressive, but if you're into anime, It's called Platinum End. It's by the same people who made Death Note, and you can definitely feel that kind of Death Note whatever inside of the show. All right, let me go ahead and jump off that. We are on a timer, and I'm watching the minutes and second whittle down, as I'm sure all of you are on TV Capture Land. The second list I have here is combined DVD, also presented by thenumbers.com or the-numbers.com. Make sure we give everybody their due credit. Number one on the list right now is Fast 9, The Fast Saga. I watched that a long time ago. It's the newest one, and it's where his brother actually ends up getting introduced into the series.
Oh yeah, I've seen the trailer.
Man, I hate to say this, but it's actually been a little bit since I've watched it, so I don't remember too much of the plot. But I do remember it was a good movie. It was worth watching. If you've been waiting for it to get on DVD and stuff like that, totally go for it. Number two on the list is Space Jam: A New Legacy.
That was good.
I watched part of that. I didn't see all of it. I thought it was well done. I can't argue against that one at all. A good watch, especially for kids and stuff like that. I feel like it was kind of meta.
It was fun just watching that, just to see the characters.
I wanted to use that word at least once because that movie was definitely meta. Next on the list, Black Widow. By the way, really good movie. Another really good Marvel movie. By the way, I don't know why people didn't like the Eternals. I thought the Eternals was a reasonably good movie.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, there were a bunch of people who were like the Eternals was just not very good, and I watched it and I was like, this is a decent movie.
As a standalone movie, it was great. They fleshed out the characters as much as they could, and maybe it was easy to find a favorite out of one or two of those. Yeah, I really liked Gilgamesh.
I liked the Eternals. I thought it was a good movie. I think it was totally worth watching. Number 4 on the list is Hocus Pocus. Number 5 on the list is The Forever Purge, which, I guess it was okay. And number 6 is Cruella. We'll go ahead and jump over to the next list. This is the watched at home top 20 chart. I think that's like streaming and stuff like that, but don't quote me on that just yet. Number 1 is Dune, which, by the way, I loved Dune. I cannot say enough about Dune. I thought Dune was a great movie.
So I
really recommend you watch Dune, and I'll keep pushing you to do it because it looks like they're doing 2 parts for Dune. The first one, which, by the way, for anybody who hasn't watched Dune, is it's actually based on an old book, and it's about this planet where they discover an element called spice that basically fuels all the ship's ability to travel through space in the future. And basically they've got some elements. Let's see Game of Thrones a little bit, where you've got different political whatevers, and basically this is one of those ones where one political faction goes after another political faction, and this guy's family is basically caught in the middle. And I thought it was really well done. I really, really liked it. I look forward to the second one. I will absolutely watch that too. They absolutely have it in 3D, which I guess is still a thing. It's space opera, heroic adventure, and I thought it was an excellent movie. Number 2 on the at-home streaming thing right now is, or at-home streaming movies, is No Time to Die. I have not seen that yet. It's the newest James Bond movie. It's supposed to be the last one with Daniel Craig.
He's been in a lot of James Bond movies by now. I gotta go do a count and see.
I thought he did an okay James Bond. I'll when I get a chance, I'll go watch it.
Casino Royale was a while ago, Tom.
Yeah. I'm not super into him, but I will absolutely watch it when I get a chance.
This is my
number 4 on the list. Hold on, just hold that for a second. Number 3 on the list is Yellowstone Season 4. I have not watched that. It appears to be a TV series. It looks like it's being done by Paramount, and it is available to watch on Amazon right now. So Yellowstone Season 4. I don't know what that is, but I'll look into it. Number 4, Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I didn't watch. I'm going to, I promise.
I did. I thought it was actually. Here's the thing. So here's what I can say. Always like to love it. Spoiler free.
Hold on. In the 2 minutes and 40 seconds we have left, give me a quick synopsis on it so I know what it's about.
It paid respect. It started off with one of the OG Ghostbusters in it. Here's what I can say about it. It paid respect to the 1980s Ghostbusters.
Okay. As I said, I'm going to watch it. I haven't yet. Number 5 on the list, and we'll go ahead and call that one the last one that we're going to go over today. Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
Yes, we both seen this, and it was I didn't know it was better than the first Venom. I thought so. Absolutely, the fights was better. It made more sense.
I give credit to Sony for tying it into all the Marvel stuff, and I give credit to Marvel for letting them tie it into all the Marvel stuff. I thought that was great. If you watch the end scene at the end of Venom and at the end of Spider-Man, you actually find those two kind of tie in just a little bit. I thought that was a nice touch.
And Woody Harrelson wow. He was great.
The next category is actually video games. I'm going to skip it because we're almost out of time today. I'm going to go New York Times #1 movie, combined print and ebook fiction. It's called It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I don't have much about that. On the other side, ebook nonfiction, also print, is called Red-Handed by Peter Schweitzer. Something about a government conspiracy. It's a shame I'm out of time. I'd love to dive more into some of this stuff. But I'll go ahead and leave that. Give me just a second. The last category is actually hacks and facts, but I won't have a whole lot of time to go through it. You wanted to throw in something about...
Sure. Okay, here's a good life hack for you. Electric blower gun. It's usually to replace a can.
So to fill in, I hate buying cans of air, so I bought a plug-in blower that I can actually use to blow out stuff.
Yeah, it works great when you're lubricating and cleaning the inside of a trigger assembly inside your rifle.
Yeah, he possesses that. I don't. I stay away from him. But apparently, what exactly does it do?
It helps you lube the parts. It helps you after you go do some scrubbing. It helps you get the lubricant. It helps you clean out the. It helps you not you don't use it in the bore, but in the trigger assembly. It works great for.
All right, let me go ahead and cut you off.
You
If you liked our show today, please consider liking and subscribing. We're small enough. We will read the comments you send us. Wait for it. We look forward to seeing you next week. Check in with us again. I hope to have better stuff next week. Have a good one, everybody.
All right, yeah, have a great night.